Good morning, good morning. I painted last night. I didn't tape it because I didn't know I was going to have a good session. Shame on me, but I did. This is a traveler's, no, this is a Hobonichi, just the journal, not the calendar, but it's got the same kind of paper. So I painted the top of Sapa in a abstract sort of way. I made a little Hulong Bay tip in that I'm going to put holes in right here, but I've got to do some stuff to that still. I did this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but, you know, I made another Hulong Bay that I think I'm going to do like this, and I have to put some lines on it. I did this. I'm telling you. I just did a word. Now, this red round figure is not exactly correct, but it was in a lot of places. And it's not unlike some of this washi tape, some of the letters in the washi tape that I have here. Somewhere. Here. I mean, some of this. So, like that one right there. It doesn't say anything, but it's still pretty. It's symbolism. So I just put Hanoi, Hulong Bay, and Sapa. And that will go someplace. I don't know how, but it'll go. Then, this was an old piece that I had painted. I think this was a clean off your brush paper. But I don't know if you can see, but with Neocolor 2s, I went in on top of it and just drew a temple and a tree. Not very well, but still you can tell that that's what it is. And I'm going to cut it out and do something with it. Then, this was another, what do you call it? Jelly plate, just a ghost one. The green is the jelly plate. Then I filled in, because I think I had done with the paintbrush on the jelly plate like this, scribbles, so there were blank spots. So then I put in red and yellow, and then I highlighted those in colors, and then I did those same symbols, but I did them in blues and browns and greens, and just, I think that's really pretty. It almost looks like firecrackers. Again, the firecracker thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, if I'm going to use it this time or not. I don't know, but it's pretty. And then I had, if you'll recall, before I went to Missouri and California in March, I stamped some of these stamps, but they weren't good transfers. So I took that. I still have the paper because, you know, can't throw it away. It's just copy paper. I think this is, this is copy paper. I just did some more circles with several different colors. I actually closed my eyes and did not know how big the circles I was making or anything, or where they were getting hit. And then, like, on the third pass with a different color, I opened my eyes and kind of was more, what do you call it? Intentional with it. And then I just added some black marks. And you really can't see the black stamping that was poorly stamped, but you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. Here was another piece that I did on the jelly plate. I think, maybe not, but it was on a piece of magazine paper, which I love the crinkle of this. This is from a Time magazine, so it's really thin, but it was in greens and blues. So I just did that circle again with black Neocolor 2s, and then I got it wet, and it kind of makes it charcoaly looking, but dry and not smudgy. I don't know what I'm going to do with that either. Oopsie, sorry. And then on the computer, on copy paper, I did this Vietnam visit thing. It's not actually the right size, but it was all really faint. And I just took my Neocolor 2s and I went over it in the green and in the red of the shape of the country. Just doodling last night. So I think what I'm going to do this morning before we get going here is take just a regular Bic pen and kind of go over the outlines of the islands. Assuming the Bic pen works. There it goes. Okay. And I don't want to be exact because the islands are in every shape and form. Every shape and form. Tall, skinny, pointy, round, tall, short. Speaking of short, what are you doing in here? Do not look for anything to get. When my cousin was here, she couldn't believe how much of a thief he was. Like, yeah, he stole stuff from her too. She finally remembered to put up the little gate across her doorway every morning, or every time she went in and out. I'm not so sure I like that one. What are you doing? No. I don't know. I might use it, I might not. But I do want to try to... And, oh, I don't know if you know Drawn or Draw the Road. I can't remember. She was one of the first people I ever followed on a blog. The quilt lady that I went to Vietnam with was one. Then there was a guy that was hiking the Pacific Crest Trail and drawing, like, urban sketching from the trail every day and doing a nice blog entry. And then this lady, what was her name? Now I forgot her name. But I saw, by chance, I just came across this thing called Sketchfest, and it was in, or is going to be in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and she was supposed to be there. She died in May of pneumonia. Very suddenly and very harshly. And it said that she, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it was complications from the dreaded C word. The other dreaded C word, not cancer. COVID. Okay, now I think I'm going to cut this out. But let me make sure I cut it straight. And we're taking Bella to the zoo this morning. Our zoo is quite crowded. So, and there's a new reptile thing she wants to see. They tried to go a couple weeks ago, but it was packed. And they weren't letting any more cars in. The parking spot is limited. Mainly because of where the zoo is located on the river. So they can't exactly expand the parking lot in places anymore. And when it's full, it's full. And it's still not hot, so I think it's going to be warmer. I mean, see, this almost a lot of it turned into mud. But now like that, it looks great. The only thing is, you know what? I wonder if this will work. Here. If I can take some, I don't have a paintbrush right here. Because they're still in the other room where I was playing. All right, let me see if I can. I was just going to add a little bit of white here to balance out that white. Or should I color that side in? Maybe I should color that side in. No, I like the white kind of. Uh-oh, is this pearl? This is pearl. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Now I gotta put pearls on something. Let's just put pearl on here. Probably won't even show up much. Okay. Let's see. This is a really, really cheap jar of paint, but it does what I want it to do. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. And I might actually do this side with that color because it's not quite white. Okay. Does it look like I planned it? sort of. I might take 2 coats. Okay. I think that's going to go in somewhere. Now, it's not the right thickness, so how I'm going to compensate for that, I'm not sure yet. Oh, dear. I have white everywhere. Oh, you know what? Hold everything. Would be pretty somehow, some way, even with a tiny little red border. How did I get red paint on here? Okay, well, it needs to dry for sure. And now it dawned on me I might know where my glassine envelopes are. In the Hobonichi bag, where everything else goes to die. So I could drag it around everywhere. But things end up in here. I forgot about these. I still want to make, they're just little tiny cream books. Thin paper. I might glue like 2 pages together. It's almost like onion skin paper. Well, maybe not. Feels thin, but it's not. Anyhow, I saw these in several different places. Old Quarter. The ladies with their baskets. We saw these ladies. A lady feeding a child with her little hat. Saw those ladies with those little stools. Oh my gosh. I don't know how they sit on those things all day. I guess if you're used to it. Generation after generation. All right. Glassine envelopes. I thought for sure you'd be in here. What? Maybe not. Oh, these are for Thanksgiving, I think. Some of these might work. Rats, I could have sworn I had put them in here. That's what I get for thinking, as usual. Oh, wait a minute. No. Okay. If we're going to make any progress today, I guess we better get going. It's my sticker book for in there. This is out of leftover sticker sheets. The backings. So I just made my own little book. Okay. Sidetracked. Okay. Maybe this afternoon when we get back from the zoo, I'm going to go with my fuser and fuse some of these things. Okay, I was going to put the glassine envelope on here and put all this stuff in there. But I already put the Silk Path on here. So I might as well use this one, which is a 3x8 from Ali Edwards. But I'm going to cut it to be shorter. But I need to make sure I get it tall enough to fit 2 holes at least. Okay. Don't listen to my husband talking to the dog. And I might be able to use that with the fuser tool. Use it for something else. Okay, I like that better. Put this back in here where I had to buy the extra suitcase. How many extra suitcases? We were talking about this one day on the trip. How many extra suitcases do we have from random countries? Because we pack lightly and then you don't have enough room for the stuff you buy. So you buy another little tiny suitcase from another country. I was going to put something on the back of this, but with the writing there, I'm okay with that. So I'm thinking this and this. No, I'll tell you what. This is going to be a journaling spot. And I have red stickers, but of course I can't find those either. I have all this stuff one day, and the next day when I want to use it, I can't find it. Because they were just here. They're like the little red regular stickers with lines and red outline. I'm like, oh, those are perfect. And I even went through and loaded a bunch of stuff and organized it. I know. Don't even talk to me about organization. Okay. So this morning I was able to get a lot of little tiny bits accomplished. I added what I painted last night in and around stuff in little pieces, in big pieces. I might paint some more this afternoon, so there might be more tomorrow. I need to print all my pictures, which I actually have already done, so they're ready to go for tomorrow. Here I am trying to look up the facts on Hulong Bay. How many islands? Turns out there's 1969. Not quite the year I was born, but almost. Anyhow, but I did put in a little title like what did I put? 1960 plus. So, and I'm kind of going to put a little pocket here also. And I did just tape it with double-sided tape. Now, it might show, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not a deal breaker for me. And I'm putting in some, actually, no, I didn't. It's stabilized with Post-its at the moment. Don't do as I do as I say. Anyhow, this was the Vietnam heart thing that I did, so it's another filler page. It's thin, so I'm putting it on the back of that craft paper. And just kind of incorporating what I did last night and getting ready for some pictures that I already have printed for tomorrow. And sometimes I'm getting much better. I am getting much better on the this type of journaling. I think not having to figure out what's going to go, being free with my filler pages is helping me tremendously. And not trying to figure out, okay, yesterday this had this on it, so I need to have that kind of a piece of paper too, blah, blah, blah. That, I can't plan like that. I can't deal with that kind of stuff. So I am going in with just a regular ink pen and trying to outline my version of a simple Hulong Bay. Oh, this was so pretty. So pretty. And it surpassed my original expectations. Let's just say that, because I thought it was going to be a bum because it was foggy and I was pouting, and the water cheered me up because the fog and smog lifted the farther we got out, and it was much more doable, much more pretty. Don't listen to me. I can't talk. I can barely paint, let alone talk or journal. Why am I here? I don't know. I just have fun. So this is where I discovered I haven't printed my Hulong Bay pictures, except for just a couple. So, and I'd already made those signs. Truth be known, I made those signs on the airplane going over to Vietnam. On my iPad, one time one of the 24 hours that I didn't sleep. So yeah, I thought I would do a lot more coming back, but I actually did sleep about half of that 24 hours in segments here and there. So, and my husband asked me a question. We were supposed to go to the zoo this morning. Preteens, let me just tell you. Why am I gluing those? Those are stickers. Sometimes my brain. I'm trying to stay focused on the right days here. Anyhow, the weather was cool. It was probably mid-80s again out on the water. It was not bad at all. Kayaking, it was not hot. Once you stopped, you realized you had used a lot of energy and you were warm. But it wasn't bad. Was not bad. So here's my other little piece of paper that I painted last night. And I'm adding a little bit of Stabilo to it. kind of just highlighting, because the islands do look like something from Jurassic Park. They're very overgrown with vegetation. And what I read on Wikipedia is that there are about 40 islands that are um, inhabited by humans. Now, our guide told us there were none. Maybe in the section we were in, because there are 1,900 islands, 1,600 islands. I don't know. Whatever I write down is what I'm the real number. But I did go on Wikipedia and I got a few facts, and I probably will just kind of bullet point those somewhere, maybe on this page. I don't know. But I do kind of. I am going to bullet point the facts, but I'm also going to, maybe on the back of this fold out here, write how nature got me out of my funk. I was really bummed when we got on this boat, because I think I've already said this several times. It was so touristy, but 1960 plus, yeah. It was like, really, really? This is a World Heritage Site and it's this touristy? I was really upset and disappointed and pouting. There's the coordinates. I'm going to write like UNESCO, 600 square miles of these islands. They're limestone, not volcanic, which blew my mind. But then everything, the fog lifted, my mood lifted with the rise of the fog and smog. So the islands brought me out of my funk. There's a Buddha on one island that's over 500 years old. How did it get there? I don't know. I don't know how the pyramids were built either. It's crazy. But it was, it was really stunning, even with the other 1,000 of our favorite people on other boats like ours. And when we went to that beach, it was just pathetically gross. Sorry, it was. I mean, not much more land space than what my little lot here has. A little bit big. It might have been twice the size of our shoreline here. But there were at least 2,000, 4,000 people in that little space, and in a little teeny tiny area that you can swim. I'm like, no way, I'm not getting in that water. No way. People from all over the world, no way. Good choice of thoughts, as it turned out to be, since I already came home with something anyhow. So Halong Bay. We'll be back in it tomorrow. Loving it. Thanks for watching. Bye.